Get you my phone holder real quick. Sorry about that. I should have had this done already. There we go. Garage Live number 2. So, get my charger plugged in. I don't have my regular camera set up yet. All right. So there we go. Great stuff going on, guys and gals. Waiting for you to join. Got my power cord plugged in. See you guys. We're going to do this nice sunny afternoon here in Rancho, New Mexico. Wait a little bit, see if we got a few others pop up. I know it's in the afternoon, but I have viewers around the world. What's going on, guys and gals? Everything's set up here before we start going on. We'll get everybody up here, I know. So this is still the phone. I don't have the other camera set up yet. A friend of mine that needs to help me set up my camera, my regular camera to do the live stuff. He's had some, life happen stuff come up. So we'll wait a little bit, get a few more use, and we're going to starting to sound like my fellow YouTubers on the East Coast there. All right, so what we're going to be doing, let me move this out of the way. Need to find a place for that thing. That thing just... All right. So I am going to do it, but I have to wait for... Pardon me. Apologize about that. Beans, the musical fruit. The more you eat, the more you toot. The more you toot, the better you feel. So eat more beans at every meal. All right. So Garage Live 1, we were working on the Springfield, okay? We are still going to do that later on tonight. Probably another live session, and I haven't done anything else. So, but there's some stuff I do need to do. I thought nice weather, a couple of things I wanted to wrap up. Because, trying to get started is just, you just have to start. Tom Lipton said it plenty of times, so does everybody else. What do you do to get started? Just get in the frame of, mind frame. And so, to get our mind right, I usually like to do something like a little project that I've been putting off. So I'm going to drag you guys around. My cherry picker, just so you know, the new ones that you get, they have a handle at the top. So when you go to push it around, mine's an older one, doesn't have it. It's just a piece of pipe I'm going to put on there. I've already weld prepped. The cherry picker, I've got a piece in the lathe that's just a piece of general black gas pipe. So I'm going to drag you guys over there. And the extension cord. And for those of you that are new to... Ow! That's what I have to contend with. This is going to go in the house pretty soon. So, I'm going to drag you guys over here. So, for those of you, that are curious, this is why I'll be glad I get the other camera set up. Okay. Set that up there. All right, so we're in the lathe over here. It's just a general piece. I've already this already had some turned down stuff on it from before. General black gas pipe. Now, gas pipe is not going to get a good finish. Everyone's like, oh, you got a good finish. I'm going to show you tricks to it. Gas pipe, by nature, is like rebar, but it's a pipe. It is meant to, honestly, be soft. So that way, whenever you screw an elbow or a T onto it, it actually forms and helps create the seal with the thread sealant. Whether it's, they call it pipe dope. It's like a yellowish type stuff, or use Teflon. So by design, it's supposed to be soft. So when you put that, the fitting's always harder than the pipe. You put it on, it seals. But if you're new to the hobby and you want to learn something, I'm going to show you guys a trick so you get a good finish. The reason I'm going to turn some on this is I want to get rid of that coating so that I get a good weld. This is like weld prep, and I'm just going to show you guys my little trick. I've got some inserts here. They're actually a CNMG. Let me tongue-alloy. Drag you guys over here to my carbide tool, because everyone always asks, what kind of insert did you use? Okay. So this is a new old stock. All right. There is a fellow good friend of mine, Lewis Hanmore's Tool Shed. He's a channel sponsor also. These are tongue-alloy inserts. insights. I've been hanging around my buddy John, who's a New Yorker, too much. He's rubbing off on me. So I have the SNMG, okay, the tongue alloy inserts. Sorry. And then I also have the triangular ones. They have a bunch of these. Really, really good deal on them. And I love the way they make a finish, especially on, and this is a good insert for a lot of materials. Let's see here. This is one of the other, I'm trying to see, they're probably buried in the bottom. But it's a tongue alloy insert. It's a CNMG 432. I have some 433s. Again, they're buried somewhere. You guys can see one of my drawers full of carbide tooling and stuff and things. But they are a tongue alloy, that brand, that vintage right there. Okay. So you go to Hanmore's Tool Shed on eBay. He's got them. That's where I got a lot of this stuff from. And so this needs to get reorganized. So, yeah. Moving right along, I'll take you guys back over to the lathe. Let's get started. If you guys have any questions, I don't know if they'll pop up on the camera on the side or not. Let me see if anybody's asked any questions yet. Show live chat. Okay. So it should show up here on the left side, guys. If you guys have a question, I'll answer it. Remember, after the video ends, the comments or questions that were posted during the video will go away, and new comments will be that are added after will stay. So what I'm going to do, I'll try to set you guys over my shoulder here while avoiding the sun. You guys can see what's going on. I got to put a little weight on the back camera so it doesn't fall. Here, I'll set this back here on the back part of the holder. Alright, I'll put you guys over my shoulder so you can see kind of what's going on, maybe. You know what, let me close that garage door because I know it's fixing, the sun's fixing to set and it's going to screw things up. That way it doesn't wash you out. And we're actually going to do welding as well too here. Actually, let me close this one too. There, now we don't have to worry about the sun washing everything out. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide you guys this way a little bit. See what I got going on. Plus you can see, and I will discuss. So, I've always found about either, so this is the Grizzly G0776. It has, we're 460 and 755. Generally work pretty good. 755 and a feed that I've got set up here. Let me see where I'm at on the feed rate. Let's see what we are. B5, which would be over here. Let me see. B5, and we're 1.0052 inch per rev. So half thou per rev is the feed rate. That I'm going to show you guys here. It's going to give a good finish. So noise warning, going to get started. Lathe on, here we go. So you're gonna get chatter because it's such a long part. And how do we fight chatter? Let's slow down. Let's see if we can get rid of chatter. There we go. We're not getting a shiny finish, but I'm not worried about a shiny finish. And I'll show you guys. My main goal is to get rid of the coating that's on here. Okay, so we had to slow down from 755 to 460. Our main goal is getting the outside coating off, and it's a half thou per rev. That'll be perfectly fine for us. We're just getting that coating they put on black pipe off so we get a good weld prep. And then when we get done welding this, we're going to actually paint it. We'll throw some, you know, whatever paint we have handy on there. And we just sit here and let it go. You can see how fast it's feeding on the DRO. And we're 460 RPM, half thou per rev. We're about 10 thousandths depth of cut. So for our desired effect, that's actually doing pretty good. If you guys have any questions, shoot them out there. I'm going to set you back over my shoulder here while I'm doing this. See if I have any questions. No, okay. Vast majority of the time, the 460 and about a 10 thousandths depth of cut does great. If you just want to pull that outside, you know, off, or if you want to machine it to a size, if you try to go deeper, it gets really gummy, it grabs, it twists, it bends. Black gas pipe is soft. We're going to let it get down here, and then I'll run I've got a junky file here. This stuff really will load up in your file. And we're just going to make the one pass. The goal is just to get that coating off. That's all I care about, because we're going to weld it on over there. Alright. Tool out of the way. Now I'll show you guys. You can see the finish. It's actually smooth, believe it or not. You can see the chatter there a little bit. Of course, you guys are way back. Let me move that. So this is actually smooth, and it's also hot. You can see higher RPM if you slow down. That's all we did. It was same depth of cut, and the chatter went away. But I'm just going to take it, because this stuff is so soft, it'll gum up a good file. So if you got a junky file, which I got this, here's an old, what is it? An old Simmons. It's seen better days. Lots of pitting. So I'll use that just to kind of hit some of these little areas here. Now, that's all I care about. I mean, we could go a little bit like this. Now, for the safety Nazis out there, I am real cognizant whenever I go to wrap around, I don't try to go all the way, because then that's when it'll grab and twist. I always just do the horseshoe, you know, like that. Because if you go all the way around, it's going to grab and twist and pull up, you know. But we just used a sheet of that just to get the roughness off. That's all we care about there on that. Everybody has their own little, I mean, you could use emery cloth, but again, this stuff is really, really gummy. We're not worried about a shiny finish, because it's just going to be a handle on our, sucker is warm. It's just going to be a handle on our engine jack. There we go, not engine jack, cherry picker. There we go. This thing is warm. Let me go cool it off real quick. Cool water? Oh yeah. That makes it actually bearable to handle, so it's not frying my hands. All right. Carry you guys over here. All right. So we do need to open the garage door up again. Let's do that real quick. Let me get you guys set up. I'm going to actually set you guys up over here so you can watch me weld. Alright, let's try. Alright. Clunk, clunk, clank. This is why I want to get my other deal set up. Alright, let me go open the garage door and we'll get set up and weld. Now that we're at that stage. Forward over here. Alright. Okay. Try not to unplug everything here. There we go. Alright, I'm going to set you guys where it's not washed out. You can see what's going on here. Alright. So we already weld prepped this here. I'm literally just hold it up here by hand and weld it on. Nothing fancy. Pretty cut and dry. Let's see. We're going to use our wire welder. Okay. So it's good. Had to make sure it was plugged in. Let's see. Lincoln TIG 200 square wave, or actually the dual MIG 180 is what we're using. Alright. I love my welding cart. Alright. Get this one done. Yep. So that's set. Our welding helmet. And that is right here. Good to go. Rotate you around. So you can see what we got going on. Gonna get our MIG gloves on because they're a little thicker. This is all we're gonna do is just weld this sucker on here. You know what? Actually, I'm like, why is that burning crazy? Because they didn't turn my gas on, that's why. I was like, man, that's burning awful nasty. Might help if you put your gas on. There we go. Yeah, not having the gas on makes a difference. I was like, why in the world? What in the wide, wide world of sports? Not like anyone's ever done that before, huh? Doing on the bottom down here. we go. That's all we needed. Now what I usually do, because I'm not going to use the welder anymore on anything else, just so it doesn't gum up, is I always open up while my tip is still hot. This is an old thing of nozzle gel. Works great. And I put it up, because I'm not going to use it anymore. I'll just dip it. This is paraffin wax basically, and I just leave it like that. That's usually what I do when it's after I'm done welding, which that's all we need. That way you don't worry about rust or depending on what environment you're in. That's all we had to do to it, literally. Roll this back up. Turn there. And then boom, boom. Right there. That's it. Put up. Helmet off, gas off. Yeah, that helps if you turn your gas on. Rookie mistake. That was someone a beer, I know. Okay. So the purpose is, if you guys... Oh, we got a question. Let me answer it here. Hey, James. Where are you now? And, okay. It says, where are you now? And can you send your email address? Okay. All right, A1 Woody 11. I'll rotate the camera. If you got a pen and paper, I'll give you my email address. Public email address. Eagle Dust Off 30 or 7. I was gonna say 31. Eagle Dust Off 37 at gmail.com. That's EAGLEDUSTOFF, the number 37 at gmail.com, all lowercase. And that's my public email address. If you guys want to talk to me more about anything, whatever, that's the one that's out there. But anyway, if you guys buy the new cherry pickers and whatever, it's a good idea. And a buddy of mine has one. I'm like, man, I need to do that next time I get a chance. And it was like one of these, okay, quick, simple project. It need to be done to get started in the mood of, well, how do you start? Kind of get relaxed, get your mind right. Like, you know, I forgot to turn the gas on, things like that. Rookie mistake. Everybody does it, I'm sure. We're going to leave that set there. I don't need these anymore because cutting, grinding, welding, I try to protect my arms. And then I've also got some made by Lincoln. They're pretty cool. I love those too. All right, we're going to leave that sitting there. You can hear the doves. It's so warm, mid-60s here in February. And if you listen, you can hear the doves. They're already out. I think we're having March weather in February already. All right, I'm going to move you guys over there. We're going to leave that set. Again, if you guys are just now joining me, I'm actually using my phone. So I've got you guys plugged in, and I'm dragging around the extension cord, so bear with me. That's why I want to get my other stuff set up. But I'm not technical on video, audio, whatever. I got my friend coming over to help me with that. So that's done. All right. You know what? Let me set you guys. It's that time of day where the sun just wants to eat everything up. Let me set you guys. Bear with me. Set you guys up here. There. All right. And I'll face the camera this way. That sun, like if I turn the camera a little bit, it'll wash it out. So, got my favorite drink, Arizona iced tea. All right. So, another thing I like to do before you start on a project, mail. I need to put this over here. Let's close the garage door. Yeah, that sun for the next little bit's going to be brutal. You can see it's just coming in this window. I plan on blocking those windows off as far as so no one can see in. But anyhow, all right. So here's a little teaser. All right. So a viewer, Randy Coe. Now, these go to a lathe, I think. I believe they do. I don't know what type of lathe. I've posted pictures on Instagram. This large one has a broken tooth there, as you can see. And the smaller one has several, or it's got two. It's got that broken one, and then right there. But you can see, so I soaked these gears in Purple Power three different times, and scrubbed them because they were oil soaked, baked. Who knows how old this thing is? And the original casting, you can see, is very, very porous. Okay, now I spoke with him. We're going to fix these. Okay, the big one, it's going to be no problem. The smaller one, I'm going to fix it. But what I am going to do, because just kind of the person I am, I'm going to make a new gear. I just happen to have a chunk of some material here, and it's a little bit bigger than the diameter, and just a little bit, longer than what we need. So perfect fit. I can see a gear inside here. So I'm going to fix this. This will be his main one. This will be a backup. We are going to, I'll do a YouTube live like now. I want to do it with my regular camera. Because I know at times this live feed may go out due to, because it's Bluetooth signal right now up to the computer. And so that's going to be one of those. I'm going to go through, we'll do the weld repairs first, fix them up, and then we'll do we'll set up on our dividing head, our BS0 dividing head. So these are a 10 tooth, 14.5 degree thread pitch, or gear pitch, I'm sorry, excuse me. So those will be separate. I've been going through organizing. Had a buddy of mine come over the other day. I'll go ahead and show you guys, because everyone's always curious, how's the garage coming along? Organizing. So, that sun right in the eye hole. All right. So my buddy John came over the other day, and you can see we built some shelves here, starting to organize. I've got my big long stuff. The really, really long stuff is over on there in the corner. A few long items here. These need to go over there. Heavy steel. Then we got, regular steel. And then aluminum, plastic, other oddball, Still going through organizing. I need to build some more of them over here. And then this will all kind of start to come together here. I still need to go through here and organize. And it's a process. But I've got to do that in between stuff that I got going on, like what I'm doing now. So there we go. Yeah, that sun, it's a killer. You slide over here. All right. All right, so what I want to do is, I know if I set you right back up there, that sun's going to kill the camera. You know what? Looking for a good area to mount this. Well, I'll just set you guys right over here. I'm going to set you guys right on my Vulcan. Yes, it's an actual Vulcan vise I traded for. I'm going to set you guys over here on the Vulcan. Move some stuff around. Holder. There. Clunkety clunk. See if we got any more questions. No. So, Woody, did you get my email address? Did that answer your question? Let me know. If you guys have any questions during the process, go ahead and ask me, and I'll answer it right now. Again, my public email address, eagledustoff37@gmail.com. I love this iced tea. And, all right. So let me move this gear stuff out of here. I'm not doing that today. What I want to do is continue on with here just a little bit. Okay. I do want to continue on with the Springfield build, repair, all that. So to catch everybody up, this is Springfield 03A3. I've replaced the barrel. The original barrel that was on it was shot out, and it was an old 2-groove. This is a 4-groove, And when I unpacked it from the Coslink, it had some rust. It even had some marks from where it was in someone's lathe at one time. Whether that was there when it was built or what, I don't know. This is all going to be, this barrel was made in August of '43. It's a Rock Island. You guys can see, I'm going to make the spade for in there. I've cleaned it out. We are going to re-cold blue this. I'm not going to parkerize it. The person that wants this is a functional, this is going to be a functional, period correct. I've got the wood, so you're not even going to see any of this. This will all be covered up, but it is going to be protected. This was really, really bad and rusty. I cleaned it up, cold blued it, all that good stuff. But what we're going to make is, so this is a rear sight because this receiver was already drilled and tapped. On the last video, we had to open that up. So here's the rear sight, and I've got it jacked to one side because it's got a 1/2 inch dove. So we're going to make our dovetail. We're going to fasten it on there. But the reason I jacked it all the way to one side, there's a set screw in there. Once you have that on, that's what holds the sight from moving. So another conundrum is, once this is on the weapon, sun should be down a little bit, and I'll set you guys back up over there. So this knob is too small. Okay, we're going to make another knob. We're going to start with that first. But because I don't want to mount this and then make the knob, I want to make the knob first. So we're going to work with getting it off over here. I think if I move you guys, the sun should be okay by now. Let me try this. Let's see, I don't know. That way you guys can see what's going on. Or is the sun going to wipe it out? Not if I face you, excuse me. If I face you guys down, it's not too bad. That'll work. I can live with that. And I know it's kind of bright right now, but plug you back in. Charger came out. Okay, whoop. All right. Set this up here, like so. All right. That way the sun's not too bad, and you guys can see what's going on. All right. So what we're going to do here is, let's see. We need a grit. I had my screwdrivers that I need to get over here. I'm going to take this top off this thing. This handle here, this little knob, we're going to make a knob because that one's just the way it sits, and I'll show you why. The way this thing sits, all right, because it's and we talked about this before. Okay, this little line here is actually the center line down the barrel. Okay, and here's the center line on the back. So once that's setting there, that's about where it's going to set. Okay, you cannot grab the knob and work it. Okay, so we're going to make a longer knob. It's going to be a little bit bigger, and it's going to clear the bolt. So we're going to take this off and make this. We're going to see if we can get in here and make this. And it just slides right off, which is good. Alright, so I definitely want to keep this because I'm going to retap. Matter of fact, I've got, so there's the set screw, or the type of screw that it is. A dog point, it's a real small dog point screw. Alright, there's the back of it with the little notches and everything. That's one piece, I believe. Let me get my Optivisor on. Let me put this in here so I don't lose it. This is where Optivisor comes in handy. I may have to try to incorporate part of this actual part into the other one that we're making. Or, depending on complexity, yeah, it's all one solid, but we are going to have to recopy what's here as far as, okay, we're going to have to recopy because you can see the little, I know the sun's killing it right now, but you can see the little cross. We're going to have to machine that in as well into our new piece. So let's get started. Let's see, what is the diameter? Woo. Spring-loaded washer. Almost lost that. That was on there, spring-loaded. All right, set that over there. Make sure, and that's where it sets, is in that side right there. You can see. Okay. And it has a little, you can see the little bumps on it, the clicks. Okay, that's what makes the little click, that spring, click, click, click. So we're going to machine those into the new part. That's what actually, that spring, that's how they lock right there. You can, I'll try to hold it so you guys can see it, but you can see the spring and the divot and whatever. All right. Why? Because we can, and we're just that, you know, custom. This is called custom. And I have Indian underwear that's sneaking up on me all the time. All right, so here they are right here. My Mitutoyos, turn them on, zero out, zero. I always do this. Zero, which they are. Imperial and metric. All right, so let's just do a quick, how big is this? Okay. 124 thou. Yep. 123, 124. That's good enough. I mean, we can measure it with a micrometer. We'll just grab a micrometer. I've had a lot of people in the past. No, you need to. Oh, well, I mean, we'll mic it. Slide my stirrup number 216 down here. Make sure it's 0, which I'm pretty sure it is. I need to get a piece of paper and clean that real quick. Oh. Notebook paper is right over here. Pardon me while I shake the table. My notepads keep walking off out of here for some reason. All right. So this will work. I'll use one of my channel cards because it's cardboard and it ain't gonna hurt nothing. This is actually good. You can see we already got one smudge. A smudge. Let me get some new cards made. All right, we're clean now. All right. Okay. We said that one was like 120 some thou. 124, 125. So this mic says it's 125. We'll go with 125 because this is more accurate than that. So 125 thou. So what material should we make this out of? Well, I've got several pieces. We could do brass, which would be pretty cool, but seeing as how it's a weapon and we don't want it shiny and we want to be able to darken it, I'm sitting here looking through. I have a bunch of short pieces of, I've got them. No. It's probably outside where I'm at. No. Here we go. All right. So I have a piece of 4130. 4130. I know that's what this is. And we're going to have to cut some of this off. We'll go back over to the lathe and we'll get started because that's going to be big enough and small enough. So we'll just go over there and start working. Let me move you guys over there real quick. before I start hauling equipment. Back over to the lathe. Ta-da-da-da-da. Fun, fun, fun. Okay, I'm going to set you guys in the same spot as last time over my shoulder, so you guys can see what's going on. If I don't unplug the charger by accident. Alright. Alright, and you guys can see right there. Alright, now I'm going to open up the other garage door. So we actually get warming here. Wipe out the camera. No, not too bad. Okay. Alright. And that is right in the eyes. That's right in my eyes. I don't like that. I'm going to drop it down just a little bit. There we go. And I don't have sun shining in my eyes. Alright. A little turning escapade while ago. Alright, so let's flatten that out. We're going to use this side here. We're just going to have to turn that stuff off. We're not going to have to make a very long piece. Everything we need is right here. So, and we're going to do some knurling and good stuff. Alright. Back to our same insert from a while ago. CNMG 432. Did that? I think that insert broke. Did it? Yep. Right there. So we need to flop that insert around real quick. You know what? I wish I had a better way to hold you guys over here, so you're not like looking at the back and you can see what's going on. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to set you guys right here on top of the tailstock for right now. That'd be a pretty good view. Okay, bear with me. I'm going to set you guys on the tailstock. You're going to have equipment vibration and movement, so bear with it. Bear with me on it, but it's a cool view so you guys can see what's going on. So we're going to change the insert. Move this light fixture out of the way here. And I'm going to turn the compressor off because it's fixing to kick on. Alright. Alright. First off, we need to flop that insert. It is that size, which is a 3/32. Some people get carried away and they over tighten the shit out of everything. I don't. Okay. I think that thing has been flipped enough times. Yep, no, we got this side right here. Let me get a thing and clean that junk off of that real quick. Denatured alcohol is what I use a lot of. And it won't mess up. Oh, lots of questions. Hey, Mom. For those of you who don't know, yes, that's my mother. Mom's always watching. So yeah, I like to use denatured alcohol because it will not mess up the coatings or stickers or anything you have like that. So and it's like using hand sanitizer. It's not hard on your hands either. So, okay. Get our insert. Which side do we want to use? That side right there. Right. That's about as tight as I get with it. There ain't no sense in making it too tight because then it'll break. Ask me how I know. Now we're going to come up here and machine all this garb off. I'm just going to feed all this in by hand and cut this off. Actually, you know what? Let's just get my parting blade and part that off real quick. Let's try this one. Should work for what we need. Started, let it feed in. $70 RPM. So the best way I found to part off on this speed, on this blade, it works great. We're feeding half a thou per rev. Yeah, it's half a thou per. Actually, it's 1 thou per rev. Get the flood coolant going, works great, and we're done. Let my flood coolant go back. Alright, yeah. And then we got a little bit more. I'll just turn the rest of that off. Hide here now. Got rid of that old center because I didn't know if it was on center or not. Alright, all that crap's gone. I'm going to have to move you guys because I need the tailstock. But before we get there, we're going to go ahead and just skin some of this off the outside and get a good diameter. And then we'll do the knurling, turn down, and I'll do the tailstock stuff where I need it last. Dialed in about 10 thou. Okay, and know on this piece, we're going to have a length. Let me go over there and get a length real quick, how long I want to make this. How long do you need? Quite a while, it's going to stay on the part. That's an old joke. All right, let's see here. Without dragging you guys back over here real quick, I need to make this whole part approximately let's go 625 thou long. That'll work. So if we do 625, we got plenty of room here. Oh yeah. So, okay. All right, well, I drug this over here even though I've got my left-handed one. Let me put this back over here. Put it on. Since I'm dragging all my tools over in one spot. All right. So first, let's do a knurl. It's just going to be a simple knurl. This is kind of how we can experiment. Let's get rid of that first. Out of the way. So, number of ways we can knurl this. You know what? I recently got a tool I want to try. A knurling tool. I want to use it. Let's see. Where is it? I think I moved it back over here already. Yep, here it is. Right here. Okay. Alright. Knurl Master. Okay. So we're going to use that. It comes with, you know, extra, well, I don't have extra knurls, but you can get extra knurls for it. It's a for hand knurling. Pretty knurly, dude. So let's just play with that. Put this in the other end here. Open it up. First off, let's measure off. Let's just do this. Just so I know where 650 is. Just take a blue marker. Just because it doesn't have to be accurate. 0. So we're going to do, actually we said 625. Okay, there's 6. Oh, I need the other one, so I need the right hand is this one. 625. So we're right about there, just out of curiosity. All right. All right. So slide this over here, this back here. Kind of pattern is going to happen here, but we're fixing to see. Oh, it'd be worth a hoot or not. That's why we're going to experiment. And we're going to go in low gear. Clunk there. And I'm just using the bump button over here. That'll work. That's so if you're knurling it doesn't lose its dimension. Back up nuts. I need to get it to go that way just a little bit. So I'll back this off just a hair. see if I can. Coax it back, tighten it down. There we go. All right. Sorry, see, that's what I was talking about during the broadcast. That's what I was talking about right there. You guys would drop out. I apologize about that. I have no control over it. That's why I want to, you know what, while I'm here, I'm going to move you guys over here. This is why I want to get my other stuff set up. There. That way you guys can see over my shoulder. I can talk you through what I'm doing. You can see, because I'm going to need the tailstock here shortly. I got to get something to drink. I have cotton mouth. Let's do an energy drink. So again, that's why I want to do the hard line. Get it set up so you guys don't drop during the process. Gotta love it. Live and unedited. So an engine lifting plate is what's holding the back of this camera deal down so it doesn't flop off the deal. Yeah. So my other favorite drink. Off camera. It's non-alcoholic. It's an energy drink. It's pretty good. No, it's not a paid advertising. It's good stuff though. I like it. It doesn't leave you jittery like Red Bull or Monster. Alright, so back at it. So what we're trying to do here, see, if I had my other camera set up, I could set you guys like right here and you could see what was going on. But there's nothing to. So what I'm trying to do is get this set. I'm going to tighten up a little more. And I'm just using the hand bump here. Get a really nice snarl. Okay, that'll work for what we need. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take this off completely now. And no, I didn't run any oil. You don't have to. Not on this material. Other materials you do. And so you got to watch. Because that's how you press the pins out. And if you're not careful, they'll pop all the way out on you while you're doing stuff. Grab a dead blow and just tap them back in. Alright, so we're done with this. We'll put this back in its designated holder, which is right here. Alright. I gotta rotate all this down again so it'll fit. Bear with me. I like to try to put my tools back up so they don't end up disappearing or getting dirty or misplaced. Alright, and it'll fit back in the box. So that is a Knurling Master. I got that on eBay buy last year. I don't remember who I got that from, but it was an eBay seller. It was one of those auctions that I bid on it, and I threw a really, really low number, and I ended up with it. Works great. So what we're going to do, tailstock. Alright, because I need a drill. So I need my drill. Right, and we have this. We need a starter bit. And I used to have some starter bits up here, but when I moved, I got a large starter bit. I need a small starter bit because that's a small hole. It's 125 thousandths, so I gotta walk over here and grab a small starter bit. Sun's going down finally. Alright, let's see. That works. bit. It's got gunk on it, of course. Got sticky nasty. That's acid. And that's when you go to acetone, get rid of your stickiness that's on tooling oil. No denature alcohol won't touch. There we go. Alright, so I've got a very small you guys can't see. That's frustrating. You know what? I'm going to set you guys back here. I'm going to move you guys, set you at the tail, so you guys can see everything back here. That'll work good on this little table. Boom. There you go. That way you guys can see what's going on. What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here? Who remembers what movie that's from? Blazing Saddles. I don't remember the actor's name. I always liked him. He's a pretty good actor. All right. So there we go. What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here? So if you're just joining us, we're going to be making a knob for the 1903 build that's going to be for the rear sight aperture. I need to grab my spill master, and it's over by the mill. I need to get me another one or two of those. During the move, my little oil cans just mysteriously disappeared, but hey, that's to be expected. Not a big deal. They were just cans. All right. So here's my spill master. We're done with that. Slide that down, that back. And we said 125. I got my index back here. I'll slide it up here and show you guys. Actually, you know what? I've been wanting to show it in video. I got a new index from Drill Hog with some titanium bits. And they were in front of me. Oh, here they are. Top of the bill where I left them. Alright. Again, this isn't like the torture test. But, so, Drill Hog, new index. Titanium bits. 115 piece set. And this is the same box that the other, it's a Hewitt box. The nice thing about it, they already have a whole deal you can put in here for a number 2 center drill starter bit. I don't, because, you know, they fall out. So I'll get this off the lathe. We'll put it over here. Well, actually, let me show you guys since we're here. So we're gonna, and the nice thing about it, so 125 thou, the closest thing we got for here is a 31, and then we go with 30. Well, what's the next closest? So on the bits here, it actually marks the dimensions. So on the fractional 125, the closest is going to be a 1/8. It's a 1/8 hole. So go down here to the 1/8 and actually pull out, because it says 1/8 or 125 thou. Now, since this is a new set of bits and it's 1/8, let's measure it with the micrometer. Why? Because we want to make sure that it's not mismarked. I even do this, and these are made in Sunburst, Montana. So this is actually 124, which is fine, because we all know a drill bit doesn't drill the exact size hole. And this is back here on the shank, but if we go up here on the top, you know, with the flutes and everything, we're actually 126. So I know it's not a super exact precise hole, which is fine. You know what I want to do? I want to try something. I've been wanting to try them because I want this to be a nice, good fit. So instead of drilling the actual hole size we need, I want to work up to it. Let's go through the steps. So let's actually drill a 120, and we'll use a 31. Okay. All right, same thing. Let's measure it just to make sure it's not mismarked. 120. Okay. Boom. Dead nuts. 120. All right. So I'm going to work up to that. I'm going to move this over here out of the way. All right. And then I've got reamers, and we're going to ream it out to 125 thou so it'll fit. We're going to do it, and we want it precise and nice. Let's use the reamers, okay? So let's do this. Whoop. Forgot that actually stops there. Okay. Running 460 RPM. Some people might think that's too fast. It should be fine for an 1/8 bit. I don't know the surface feet per minute. Some guys know surface feet per minute and all that stuff and figure it out, and there's charts. I know that running a bit that's that size at 460 RPM, hand feeding it, it should be okay. Now I'm just going to keep using my squirter for oil. But because it keeps jumping and popping and the material, I want to slow down even more. So let's go 300 and see. Might help if I, oh, there we go. You can hear it jumping and popping. Let's try it even. Let's go 190 and see. Because this is 4140 or 4130 if I remember right. Cutting good. It's making real small, like real small, kind of like sawdust chips, if you will. I want to do an experiment here because I think this may be too big for the hole because it's jumping and popping, we may have to go smaller. Let me grab this sight and see. Because it doesn't have to be very long. I mean, that hole's only got to be about 1/4 inch deep. So let's see here. Take the part and see if it's okay. So it is not too big. It's actually at the beginning, because that bit was jumping all over the place. So I know that, you know, that hole only has to be that long, okay? And we're definitely deeper than that. We're like, oh yeah, we're plenty deep. Okay, so that hole's deep enough. Everyone has their own way of kind of how you do things. So that's deep enough. So let's take the bit out. Okay. What I want to do next is I want to get my reamers. Let me put the bit back in here. I'm going to go grab my reamers. So, and they are actually set in a real nice secure spot over here. Where they were. Until I moved them. Oh, they're in the drawer. I forgot to put them in the drawer over here. Protect them. Taps, nope. Here we go. All right. 125. So I've got 2 reamers. 124 and 126. They're over under. And I've got, oh, let's see. What is this? 1 to 60. Okay. Let's try this. So I have got an over-under set in my drawer. It's actually marked. That's 126, this is 124. Let's measure it just to make sure. Yeah, that's it. And this should be 126. Yep. All right, so let's do the 124 first. And the way you can run these is if you have a small tap handle, okay? Then I need to get my tap follower. Spring-loaded tap follower. I used to have 2 of them, but one of them blew up, so I need to get me another one. Still trying to figure out where I have everything at in the shop. Or is it? Here it is. I need to get me some more tap followers. These spring-loaded ones are making. All right, so we're going to do first, throw this in here. That's all it's got to be. And then we're just going to come in here. Well, that's not even, let's back. I need to tighten this down really, really good. Let me go put this in the vise and tighten this onto here really good. I'm not going to drag you guys around all over the shop and make you dizzy. All right. All right. And this is a sterret 90, what is it? 93A. Okay. There we go. And we're just using the 124. We're going to ream up to get a real good fit on that part. That hole is definitely deep enough. And this is the fun part, getting it out. Make sure no one's asked a question or anything here. If you guys have questions, go ahead and I'll look them up. Slim Pickens was, that's right. Thank you very much, Slim Pickens. I appreciate that. Yeah, I loved him and his. That's funny. So yeah, if you're not from the U.S. and you've never seen the movie Blazing Saddles, hilarious, absolutely hilarious. What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here? All right, so we got our reamer out. Move you guys back down here. And it's Friday night, isn't it? Yeah. So I used to, again, trying to get set up like I was over at the other shop. I used to keep a old GI. I've got a bunch of these I bought new. For things like this. Now that the sun's down, I'm gonna open up the garage door. Let it go all the way down, back up. There we go. Oh yeah, that's a lot better now. So you can actually buy these online, and I love them. Handy, handy, handy. Virtually indestructible. So, brushed our reamer out. All right, give a little air. Check our part. See how it's going to fit. And that's like a super tight, which is fine. I think that might have been spread a little bit, but okay. Now we're going to go up to a 126. And of course I got the crap tightened out of this. You go back over to the vise, loosen it, put this other one in. We're going to go to a 126s. It's an over, because our hole size is 1/8 inch, 125. Alright, so now we have our over, which is 126 thou. Same thing. Let's get a little oil on it. Take off the lot. What in the wide, wide world of sports? I remember watching Wide, Wide World of Sports back in the day. That's pretty cool. Or games people play, or the TV show. Remember That's Incredible? The guy that caught the bullet on stage, that was incredible. I always loved watching that show. What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here? Okay, so we're deep enough. We'll go ahead and pull it out. And you never turn the reamer backwards. Never. Because you will jack it up. You will fold it backwards and make it off size. Now these are consumable obviously, but point actually went in. Not as far as I thought. And even when you're pulling out, you keep turning the same direction. What in the wide world? You know, you get those little songs going on in your head or sayings. Or whoever watched Sanford and Son. Let me see if anybody else asked a question here while we're going on. Nope. Okay. The tune to Sanford and Sons. That one stuck in my head for a long time. Let's see, what else? Did you see the... Oh, I missed it. Did you see the counterpoint? Did you see counterpoint? I don't know. I guess what you're talking about, Woody. I explain further. You lost me there. I don't know. Center point. Was it something here that I missed that you were talking about? Explain further. Oh yeah. So that'll fit in there perfect. So now that we have our center hole, we know that this part here that goes on. Okay, let me grab a little knob over here. Alright. So we know we got to do some work here on the center of this. Make sure I didn't miss a question here. Okay. Alright. So, point of explanation here. So we have to recreate, if you guys can see, the camera's over here on that side, if it'll show. Okay, there you go. I've got to recreate that little recess and those little divots, because that spring is the clicks you feel. So we're going to make the part, the stop, if you will, that long on the weapon and over. And actually I'm going to take off about, let me brush this off real quick, take a C. Maybe it was like a, it was like a breaking now. I guess I don't understand what you're talking about. Or maybe I missed it or misunderstand. Let me brush out the knurling here. Blow it out. Alright. So that's blown out. So we know we're going to turn down to about all the way to that knurl, that edge. So let's go, and then the diameter we need to go down 2. We got a lot of meat to pull off here. Let's go down to like, what is it? Yeah, 1/2 inch. Okay. So we got a ways to go. We are at 975, 977. So we got a bit to take off here. So we're going to go back over to high. Let's go. All right. Get rid of this. All right, make sure you guys can see there. All right, we're going to throw our CNG insert back on here. We're going to take off some material here. Let's drop to 460. Oh no, that was actually pretty good. 680. $621. Just like to sneak up on it. Because of 96 thou. I'm used to grabbing but my deal is there. I need to have my calculator out anyway, like I used to do. There it is. I actually need to keep my calculator over on the lathe, like I used to do at the other house. Again, I'm trying to get set up here to do things like I used to do. So let's turn it on. And we said, what were we? Well, let's mic this sucker. All right. Where are you tonight? We are 596. And we gotta be 500. So 96 divided by 2 equals 48 thou. So let's see where we're at here. $557. All right, questions. I missed it. Said, how about intersection? It was on radio before TV became popular. Intersection. I don't guess I ever saw that. I don't guess I ever saw that one. So we said we were what? 554. And we're going to go. $527. Turn this piece, I want it to actually look really, really nice for the finish. because you're going to see it. So that's, I got 8 thou, or actually 8/10. So that's a little polish right there. So without it doesn't have to be exact because it's just an open diameter, but I want it to look nice. This is a smooth bastard. Smooth mill. Alright. Now we're gonna have to do some that recess, that little bitty part that I need is right here. Alright. So that's going to work great. Okay, it's going to clear. We're 1/2 inch, which that's what the outside diameter of that is. Half inch, 2/10, that's fine. So now we're going to come in here and we're going to, if the camera will straighten up. So now, let me turn this off. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to create that little recess that I know I have to have in the middle. Not so much the little grooves, because I'll do those on the mill. But yeah, we got to come in there and make that little that little dilly-dally, that little derriere thing. So what's the dimensions on it? Let's see. So from the center of the hole out, it has to be 100 thou. Yep. So from the center of the hole out, 100 thou, and then we got to go how deep? Why did I just toss that up there? Habit. And how deep does it have to be? Has to be 4 thou deep. Okay, 4 thou deep, 100 thou out. So this is what we're going to do. Boring bar action. Right here. What in the wide world of sports is going on here? Okay, we're going to do a little boring action. We're going to come in here. And we're only going to go in. There's that. 0, 0. Actually. Yep. That 0, 0. And then we're going to come out 50 thou. think that's deep enough up in there. Oh yeah. That'll work. Our part. Nah, let's go a little deeper just because. Go. Yeah, that'll definitely work for what we need. Mine just need to go in and get it right up in the. It's going to be fun. I wonder. I can rotate this just a little bit to get the angle that I want. Turn the outside lights on. There we go. Because I got to make that little 90-degree up in the deal there. Let's slow it down to 460. There we go. All right, we got that little 90-degree back up in there. That'll work. Okay. Make sure I didn't miss any questions from you guys here. Do you have any plans on doing a Mauser 98 action? No, I've done plenty of them in the past. I mean, I don't have any plans. I've done other ones, but no. It's all basically the same. This one that I'm doing, it's a Mauser type extraction. Well, I mean, it is an action. I mean, it's what most modern, you know, the Remington set, everyone, it's the Mauser style action. You know, you guys go to AmericanRifleman.com, the history stuff, it's all out there. The individual that came up with that design, kind of like Colt and Smith and Wesson, Winchester, you know, all the iconic firearms. You got it right. There's a lot of videos out there too on gunsmithing, on guys that are super, you know, or detail oriented about specific actions and whatever. Oh, I know when I've done gunsmithing videos in the past, I've gotten all sorts of hate email and, you know, and a lot of encouraging stuff too, you know, but that's some of those I just try to stay away from because there are a lot of quote unquote subject matter experts, and I get my email box flooded with all sorts of, and a lot of requests of, hey, can you build me a blah, blah, blah? And I don't have the time. I really don't. Or, you know, it's just the other thing. Straighten that up. No one wants to pay me my time on some of those things of what it's worth. You know, I had a guy here local one time asked me to do some work for him. It wasn't gunsmithing related. It was just general machining. And then when I gave him a price, man, that's high. And I went, well, you go down to ABC123 machine shop, you know, here in Albuquerque, you walk in the door, that's, you know, $2,500 an hour. And so yeah, but they're a big business, and it's like, so, you know, what I quoted him wasn't even anywhere near that, but it was like, so I'm supposed to give my stuff away, or I'm supposed to work for minimum wage when I do stuff? That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works. So, yeah, I generally try to shy away from stuff like that, you know, I do have the freebie stuff that I do a lot of, and viewer mail stuff like the gears and things like that. But, you know, I have some guys here that, you know, they want to pay you $5 for a, you know, $500 job. It's like, no, I don't think so. And they're like, well, you're retired. Well, that doesn't mean I just give everything away, you know. I do free stuff in charity work a lot of, but, you know, when someone comes in here and they want something built, custom, one-off, you know, and I give them a quote plus my labor and everything, and they're like, that's too much. I'm like, okay, well, here's a number to a machine shop. Call them and get a price. And he did it. And he called and he's like, yeah, I found out you're actually really, really reasonable, and I've seen your work. He said, when can you start? And of course I told him, I said, I need, you know, X number down. He's like, why should I give you any money to start off with? And I said, you know what? I don't even want to touch your stuff now. He's like, well, why should I even give you money? I'm like, well, I'm not a big business and I have to buy materials to start the job. But what if I don't like it? I said, that's why I get money down. He's like, well, I don't give money anything until it's done. I said, well, I'm not going to do what you want then. So he came back a couple months later because a couple other people that I knew he was going to, I warned them and they said the same thing. He was wanting it for nothing and he didn't want to put any money down. And most any big shops, you got to put a deposit down, you know. And so he came back crying the blues and I was like, nope, sorry. He's like, well, I'll give you the money down. You know, I said, you know, absolutely not. I want nothing to do with it. I said, you've given me enough fits and trouble just quoting the job. You know what? I'm not interested. So there's a lot of stuff like that that you just have to watch out for, you know. All right, so we're going to put a chamfer on this here. I need to straighten this up. So yeah, I run into a lot of that at times too. People want something for nothing. Money for nothing and checks for free, right? Is that how it goes? Oh yeah, that's a lot better. There we go. Good. I'm going to make this comfortable for the fingers. And then we are going to come over here. I need to sharpen my part off blade, which is right here. Go touch that on the grinder real quick. Pardon me while I step away from the camera, guys. I'm going to sharpen my parting blade here. Creep up the old grinder in the corner. I'm going to have to put bearings in that thing one day this summer. Because they're really cold during the winter. Alright, first we need to true this back up. Alright, low gear, 70 mile, yeah, 70 mile an hour. Motor, parting. There we go. Oh, sorry about that, guys. I didn't realize I bumped it over there. My bad. This is how stuff actually long it takes. We're almost through it. Ta-da! All right. Here's the part. Okay. Clean this up. We're done with this. Still need to make that nice and neat. My hand on that. So I'll show you guys, this is where we're at. What we were having to machine that little recess I was telling you about. Okay, so the camera will focus on it. And then we're going to have to come across and make 4 little, and then we got to drill and tap through here just because that's how that other little piece is. We're going to come set it up. We're going to smooth up the back of this real quick. Good finish. I'm just going to put a chamfer on this. So it smooths it up. There we go. All right. So yeah, there you go. There is that piece. Move the camera this way. You guys can see. The camera will show it. All right. Nice finish. Trying to get the camera to focus on it. There we go. We got our knurl on it. Now we got to come in here and make the little 4 cuts like it's on this other piece. That you can see. Okay. Because this is actually going to fit on here. Just put that in my pocket so I don't lose it. Like so. And now I've got a drill and tap that this fits on. Let's move over to the rifle over there. Grab the cable. Pardon the moving around here. Alright. Again, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. You guys can see it's dark here now. Alright. So the game plan was, because the little knob that sits there is going to be too short, so we've got to make this, because the little knob that was on there was only this much, and you couldn't grab it and twist. So now we can grab and twist our elevation. We have to drill. I don't know why that's not. There we go. We have to drill and tap. I got to figure out what size thread this is in this here. We had some questions here. Let me stop and answer those. How do you deal with way wipers after flood coolant? Yeah, thanks for the Mature Patriot. So what I'll do is tonight is I'll go back before I, because it's a water-based, oil-based. I haven't had any problems with it. I've run, everyone asks me, what do I run? Let me grab a jug and I'll show you. And I've been very, very pleased with it, and I haven't had issue. So everyone always asks me, what do you run? Okay. It's a water-soluble, and I've run it in that lathe and mill and stuff. I've run this for years. And it's water-based. So this is what I run. Okay. Astro Cut A. That makes a buttload of coolant. It's actually a medium to heavy duty biostable. You guys can look it up. I've been very, very pleased with this. I run it in my flood coolant setup for my mill, the lathe. So I don't have to worry about the water flashes off. You have to add water. It doesn't stink like some coolants do. They stink. So what I'll do is, after I get done with video tonight, like normally what I would do, like right now, but I'm shooting video so I'm not going to do it, is I would go back and I would just blow it out, wipe it down, and then I go back and I just spray, wipe everything down with whale oil. It's that simple. That's how I deal with it. I mean, I'll take you back over there and show you exactly. Let's just do that, because I've got to figure out, basically what I'm going to do next is, I don't know why that focus does that. There we go. I could show you, we're going to figure out the thread pitch size and drill and tap. All of that. That's kind of mundane. But what would be interesting on video, let me go ahead and show you since you asked. Let's just do that. See, that's what I like about doing the live stuff. So I'll just act like what I would normally do. Okay, I'll take you back over and show you exactly what I do with the flood coolant. Okay. All right. I will set you guys over my shoulder here. Gotta get my little holder in here. There we go. All right, so I'm going to show you. Okay, this is what I would normally do, and I'm done with flood coolant for the night. Okay, in the lathe. So we'll just do like what I would normally do. All right. Let me turn the light back on here. Almost. So let's see. So what we're going to do, let's go ahead and get all the chips out of here first. That's going to be a little bit. We'll get the chips out of here, is what I like to do, so I don't blow stuff all over the place. And I'll sweep them all down here in the bottom. Alright. The bulk of are now swept down into the bottom. So next, let me grab my other air nozzle real quick. I need to make another one of these, so I don't have to keep switching out. So I grab this next, okay, so I can stand back. And this is actually some old steel brake line drilled and tapped into an old school Amflow, you know, auto. Yeah, it's Amflow, old school. I'll just stand back. And first I want to get the stuff out from under these little ways here. And I'm not blowing directly on the wipers. Okay. Now, this is where these other rags come in. That's why you get those paint rags from Harbor Freight in the big, you know, containers. Come in here, and I'm just worried about the ways. Okay. I mean, you can come in here and blow out the bottom. It's not a big deal. I just make sure that that little drain hole is clear. Get in here, wipe down. Alright. Again, I haven't had rusting problems with this coolant, so I'm very pleased with it. Come back here, give a good wipe down. Okay. And now what I'll do, because there's still coolant under the ways, or the wipers, not a big deal. I'll go back this way. Okay. Slide that back. Wipe it down here. Wipe that off. Okay. Alright. And then what I do is I take, because these are ball oilers here, I just take regular white oil and I pump it in there. And now I've got enough oil back in there that's, you know, all the coolant is out of there. I mean, you can see a little bit of milking, but that's the coolant, it's not the water. I mean, you can wipe it back down, it's not a big deal. But I'll take this, now that this is on here, and I'll just wipe it back all over. Come back down, because I'm not going to use, I don't know when I'm going to use the lathe again. So this is like what I normally do before night. Come over here, wipe the chuck down a little bit. Okay, wipe these down where the coolant may or may not have gotten on them, not a big deal. Pull it back. And of course it's spreading oil because it's charged, the way everything's charged full of oil, you can see, you know. Everything, you know, is nice and oiled down. I need to put oil underneath here. There's no oilers, so what I'll do is I'll lift it up a little bit and squirt in the shop. Make sure it's Now that clank you hear, that's actually the clamping plate. If I lift this up a little bit, you won't, well, that's the clamping plate you're hearing drag that's up underneath that holds everything down. Take a little oil. In there. Everything's oiled back down. You know, if we're going to leave it set in one spot for a while, then I'll come back, pump a little more in. And you can see the oil come out there. Matter of fact, because this is new, I'm still having to put all the oil back into all of this here from whenever I rebuilt the tailstock. So it'll have to work back through everything. Put a little oil here. Oil here. Let's put a little oil on these ball rollers here. And then these. And so I actually made this little tip specifically so it pushed the ball oiler in and put the oil in. The oil that I use, let's go ahead and fill it back up. Even though we're still good, we'll go ahead and fill it back up. Let's get rid of that rag, throw it away. So this is exactly what I do. My little, you know, my little process I do, because I don't know when I'm going to use the lathe again. And even if I turn around and use it 10 minutes from now, that's fine. I'll do the same thing when I get done. So we'll grab the oil. Here's the oil that I use. Works great. Inexpensive, basic cutting oil, whey oil, whatever you want to call it. It works. Because I don't do anything that's, you know, super scientific, space shuttle, aerospace stuff. Set this down here. And there we go. Put the lid back on. All right, and there we go. And then, like I said, I'll just leave it in so that I don't hit myself walking through here. Is I'll loosen that. That one's loose. Shut the light off, kill the power. Boom. That's it. That's my little deal that I do to set my lathe up until next time I get ready to use it. I always leave something in here. That way you don't have to worry about foreign material getting blown back in there. Always leave something in your tailstock. That's just me personally. I don't know, maybe some of you guys have been doing it a while. Probably have the same feeling I do. Leaving something in your tailstock so you don't get foreign material in there. Let's see. I'm setting up an 80s model Enco lathe with flood coolant is why I asked. Cool. Yeah, no problem. No problem. It does. It does. So mine is, you mix water with it. It's a water base. If you get that same stuff I did, Mature Patriot, you mix water with it. You get it. I've had zero problems with it here in New Mexico. Yeah, that's exactly right, Woody. So I've had in New Mexico, hot, dry. The water flashes off. You have to add water to it, which is fine. Hot, dry summers, went for long periods without using my equipment. The stuff does not stink, doesn't smell. On my kitty litter bucket, the flood coolant deal that I've set up, that I've showed you guys before, you just go in once a month because you have other oils. They'll set on the top. You get on, what you do is you get on some gloves, grab some paper towels, and you just skim it off and clean it up. Matter of fact, I need to finish leveling the lathe up, and I need to add some more coolant to it. some more water and stuff. So, but anyway, I hope you guys have learned a lot tonight. I mean, I could go on and on and on. 2 hours is a pretty good bit. Again, you guys see on YouTube, everybody turns this, they edit it down, and I just like to take you guys for a ride. And I love the, you know, hey, let's show how I park the lathe at night when I'm done with it and not going to do anything for a while. I'll kind of give you, when I go to build the dovetail part, you're very welcome, Mature Patriot. That's why I like doing these live videos, so you guys can learn something, and plus I can get feedback too. That Astro cut I've had very, very good success with. I've had no issues, me personally. So from a hobbyist manufacturer, that's what I would use to mix with my flood coolant. You know, I think it's like 25 bucks for a gallon, but that 1 gallon will make, I want to say, depending on how you mix it, you can mix it 33 to 1, you know, so for every 1 gallon of oil, you could add 33 gallons of water. I mean, I even, on my surface grinder, I thin it down even way more than that. So you can mix it up in a squirt bottle if you want. Mix it to your desired deal. Don't get carried away. Add a little oil. I would say for a gallon, let's say you did a 5-gallon bucket of coolant. Okay, you have a 5-gallon bucket and you want to fill it up, say 4 gallons. So I would say I would add a pint, or actually I would start off with like a half a pint of the oil, the Astro grind, and the rest with water, like 4, 5, 10 gallons, and go from there. You know, don't think you got to have it real syrupy, thick, whatever. You can always add more oil later, or the flood coolant. It's a real thick, dark, you know, it almost looks like cutting oil. Well, it is. It's a water-soluble oil. So there you go. Hopefully it's been helpful. When I go to do the rest on the dovetail to make that this weekend, I will do live video because I want to show you guys that. Does it settle? No. Once it's mixed up, you're good to go. Now, if you left it for like 6 or 8 months, maybe. But once it's mixed up, you're good to go. It doesn't separate. I haven't had that because I've looked. The other oils that you use, like if you have they'll settle on top. Okay, like, you know, I have some real dark cutting oil that I use. It'll set on the top of the flood coolant, but it won't separate. No. Okay. So I hope that's been helpful, guys. I'm going to go ahead and call it a night on the video. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Spread the word about the channel. Click the like button down at the bottom. Again, all these comments you guys said during the live video, they're going to go away. But comment, you know, when you see the live video. It's going to take a little while for the video to process and upload, become just a full-length 2 hour and, you know, 15-minute by the time we're done here. So if you guys have any questions, my public email address, eagledustoff37@gmail.com. Spread the word about my channel. Take care. Be safe. Remember, take care of yourself and take care of your family, because remember, at the end of the day, you and your family is all you got. Till next time, get out in the garage and, you know what? Make some parts. This stuff is fun. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.